Today we're putting in a sub panel that'll feed my 100 amp chicken coop. Last year we put in a shed that we're transforming into a chicken coop, and I wanted to put a 100 amp sub panel on it so that we could feed electrical out in the middle of the yard. I actually had this main lug feed through panel sitting in the shop in the inventory for a while now. We spec'd it out for a job, and then the gal ended up selling the property, so it's been sitting around. I think it's actually been sitting in the mud for like the last couple months. That's why it's all dirty. But this is a perfect application for it because now we'll have a source of power on the outside of the house along with all the way out in the middle of the yard. My wife is a big fan of Christmas lights, so my intention is to use the panel out on the chicken coop to power a bunch of big pine trees that we have. It'll probably never happen because I never get Christmas lights done on time. But it's the thought that counts, right? Anyways, I ran direct burial mobile home feeder cable all the way from the chicken coop over to the side of the house here. That's direct burial. And then we're going to feed the panel on the line side from the house panel, the main house panel in the basement, using number 2 SER. I was a little bit peeved right here. The whole saw chews the vinyl, even though I was running the darn thing in reverse, but it still broke the vinyl there. What do you do, I guess? Anyways, you'll see in a minute here, I'm going to run the SER through this LB and pop up and into the panel. And I like to strip my SER when I'm running it in conduit. I'm sure a few people are going to have issues with that, but whatever. For those of you that are not familiar with SER, it's basically like a larger aluminum Romex. We run SER fairly often in homes for ranges and a few other applications. I'm sure a few people will talk about how they don't like aluminum. I've never had an issue with aluminum. I've never seen aluminum have any issues other than the small gauge stuff. Back in the, I want to say it's 70s or 80s, they were building trailer homes with aluminum Romex. It was like a 14 gauge Romex. And that stuff was notorious for having problems. In fact, if we get a customer that has a trailer house with the stuff in it, we pretty much don't touch it. Now, our main panel down in the basement is completely full, but I do have this big GFCI breaker here for the hot tub powering off of this panel. So I'm going to actually move that hot tub circuit up to the new panel that we're putting in on the side of the house here, the new sub panel rather. So we're just going to strip this out, stick it in there. Easy does it, nothing to it. A lot of the panels you see on YouTube and other social media things look beautiful. They look perfect. But this is pretty much what a standard panel looks like. Those panels that you see on YouTube and all that, they're really few and far between. Most of the time it looks like this. Anyways, it was a pretty easy job. I think overall we probably had about $500 of material into it. That panel that you see there is actually fairly expensive. I had to special order that through the supply house, so I think it was maybe like $350 or something. But other than that, you can do this sub panel thing for a reasonable price, maybe a couple $100 in your own house. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.